Okay, girls. So I got, this is not going to be a TTT video. I got a, message in my box this morning, and I wanted to address it. I just had to find the best way that I was going to do it, and I was going to write it down, and I feel like if I do that, then I won't be able to really get out how I feel about everything and my true thoughts. So please forgive me. I'm going to try to do this vlog and not cry. I'm trying to drive, and I just want to get it done because I'm on my way back to my in-laws' house, and I don't really want to vlog there while they're there because I don't want them to think I'm crazy. And like I said again, they don't know that I am using YouTube or that we're trying to end the cycle. Okay, so back to the thing. So I got a message in my private box, and I will keep the person's name confidential because she had asked me to. But for those of you that follow me on Facebook and are friends of mine and kind of really follow me, I have had a total of 6 miscarriages. Now, my first miscarriage was back in 2003, and I was married at the time to my first husband. That relationship wasn't an easy relationship. He was really abusive, and it really was a hard relationship to deal with because he was very abusive. It was a really hard relationship, but I thought I cared about him. He was my high school sweetheart, and I thought everything would be so much different, and a lot changed over the years from when we got married to 2003. Well, we got pregnant, and everything was so wonderful, and everybody was so happy, first grandchild on both sides of the family. It was a joyous day because I wasn't trying at the time, and I think that makes me so angry that I wasn't trying. It just kind of happened. And I know it sounds really, horrible and stuff because I have been trying since then for a long time. But it just happened. I got pregnant, and everything was wonderful. Now I was 32 weeks. I got everything was checked. We knew that, he was a beautiful boy. Everything was going fine. No problems. We knew he was growing perfectly. Wasn't going to be too big, and I was going to be able to just have a natural delivery like I wanted. Now, 33 weeks and 34 weeks got real tough at home. I'm not sure why, but I believe that my ex-husband was, I don't believe, I know now that we're not together years later. I know that he's cheating on me, and for some people, the easiest way for them to get their guilt off of their mind and their conscience is to blame you for it. Now, he got real crazy like that. I mean, I couldn't say hi to anybody without him thinking, who the hell are you talking to? What are you doing? Why are you talking to that person? It was crazy. So at 35 weeks, I went in for a checkup. Everything looking great, no problems. Everything was awesome. And my mom had decided that she wanted to take me to the mall. Well, I called my husband at the time, and I had told him, my mom wants to take me to the mall. She wants to buy some clothes for the baby and everything. And so he's like, oh, well, I need to go to the mall too. I have to pick up some stuff. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just swing by the house and we'll all go. Well, this gentleman asked me, as I was going towards the escalator at our mall, upstairs and downstairs, asked me, Matt, do you know what time it is? And I looked at my phone, and I gave him the time. Obviously, I didn't think that was a problem. My mom, nobody thought it was a problem. But later on that weekend, we had to babysit for his family. So we had to drive out and babysit for them. And they have a 2-story house. Now, when we went over there, that afternoon, just right when we got there, and his family left us with the kids. I'm trying not to put names or stuff because if that person is watching, I don't want them to I don't want any kind of retaliation or anything, so I'm just trying to keep it as anonymous as possible. But I was at the top of the stairs. I was picking up some of the kids' toys so that way nobody would trip and fall down the stairs. And he got into a huge argument with me about how I was flirting with this gentleman, and I don't know from one minute to the next how that happened. And he said, "You're lying to me, and I can't believe you're lying," and shoved me. Now, I couldn't catch the rail, and he went to grab a hold of me, but I did end up falling down that flight of stairs. Immediately, we had to drive into Albuquerque because it's in the mountains, so I could go to the hospital. I got to the hospital, and the doctors noticed I'm having some bleeding. They check, there's movement, my levels are fine. They say, you know, it could just be a slight tear in the placenta. We'll keep an eye on you. You'll be here for a few days. Now, that was probably around 2 o'clock. Now, by 6 o'clock, I was heavily bleeding. I was soiling through 5 pads in an hour, and it was really bad. Now, they wanted to say, well, let's just deliver the baby. So they decided to induce me and deliver the baby because the baby's heartbeat was slowing down, and they said it was the deceleration and they needed to get him out. So within 2.5, 3 hours, we went ahead and we had the baby, and he didn't make it. He couldn't breathe outside of the womb. His lungs were underdeveloped. They said he was barely living when they had pulled him out of my body. So when they went back to look and make sure that everything came out and do a D&C, they realized that the placenta had completely tore away, except for about 1/4 of an inch from my uterus. And within those few hours, I lost enough blood, and he lost so much oxygen he just couldn't anymore, and he didn't make it. So it's really upsetting. And of course, I had really shitty doctors, excuse my language, but really shitty doctors who were like, well, it'll happen. If it happened this time, it'll happen again. No, I mean, nobody. The nurses were shitty. I mean, it was all around just a shitty time. I was crying. I was upset. Most horrible thing just ever happened, and nobody was being caring at all. None of the nurses, the doctors, nobody seemed to care what had just happened. Now, I went for my post-miscarriage appointment the next day to kind of figuring out if we need counseling, and then I went to another appointment on the week after. From there, they decided that we were going to check levels and make sure that levels went down, and I got the almost same kind of treatment. It was a little more nice, but for the most part, I got the same kind of treatment. Now, ever since then, I've had 5 miscarriages, none over the first trimester. So that's where, when I say 6, I mean, I'm not sure how to put the first one, but I have a baby in heaven that was taken from me really, really soon. And I have 5 babies that were taken away before their life was even able to start. So I hope that clears things up. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm willing to answer anything that I can. And I'm sorry that this video is kind of all over the place. I just got here, and I just wanted to make sure I recorded everything and I got it to you guys. But I will talk to you later. Thank you for listening, and I hope that answers some questions for you guys. Bye.